Morning, Jason.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well.
Good, good. I'm letting them. They should be coming in. Okay. All right. It's like a big crowd. Yeah.
Good morning.
Morning,
Morning.
Bob.
Let's see who we got. We got Jason, me, Roy, Ed, Karen, Jim, Jamie, Harry, Holly, Debbie, and you missing anybody?
Stupid
Gordon.
thing.
We're missing Gordon.
Gordon.
Well, I'm letting folks in as they pop up. So he
Okay.
shows up.
Can you guys hear me? This is
Just
Carla.
barely.
Carl, if that's you, you're breaking up and pinging. It sounds like one of those little kitty pianos from years and years ago.
Sounds like a harpsichord.
Yeah, that's it.
Sounds like the guitar warming up for Deliverance.
Well,
Jim, honey, that was a banjo.
That's what I meant.
Welcome back, Jim.
Thank you.
Doug just sent a message. He's having technical issues. He's going to log out and try to log back in.
Okay. Well, I think we can begin and do the adoption of the minutes, and hopefully people will be able to get on. Okay, hopefully you've all had a chance to read the minutes. Does anybody make a motion to approve the minutes?
I've read the minutes and I move that we approve them.
Okay, second, anybody?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Good. All right, we'll come back to some of the comments in there just as a follow-up here later. We talk about Steve Denberg. Okay, let me get back to you guys. Okay. Okay, Doug's not back yet, right?
Yeah,
He's back
Oh,
on.
there he
Doug's
is.
here.
Hey, hey, how's your
You know,
recovery
way
going?
down here off the mountain takes a little while to get connected.
How's your back doing?
Thank you for asking. Actually went back to the doctor yesterday. We had a CT scan to check a couple things, and he didn't find anything. He says, I'm doing great. I'm actually feeling pretty good. 4 months as of today. So that's
Oh,
hard to believe.
congrats.
It's been 4 months since we had the surgery, but things are good. Still got a little twitch here and there. Physical therapy actually is my last day today as well. So I can tell I'm back in the gym, and I can tell it's kind of tough getting back in the gym. So
Well, Doug, some of those little twitches you feel,
thank you. I know what you're gonna say, Bob. Thank you very much.
they're called old.
I think so. I knew you were gonna go with that. Thanks. I could have
I've been
sworn
through a
that
lot of
back.
surgeries in the last half a dozen years, and some of the ones I pointed out to the doctor, he goes, that's just old age. I go, thanks. All right, you want to give us your
Yeah.
report there,
Sure,
Doug?
absolutely. Good morning, everybody. I hope it's nice and warm up there, which I know it's not because I just looked at the cam. So, But hey, a lot of good things continuing to happen. Excited about what we're able to do. Quite a bit in terms of really getting the word out there and getting some media people up there, which is exciting. And as I told you before, getting media people up there, if we just did that full time, we would knock it dead. So hopefully you saw the 2-page article that Mike May, who's one of my top media guys, that had come up there first of last month. Great article and photos. This went out this week to over 100,000 people. Most of them in Florida, certainly around the Southeast. And so we're still trying to really push Florida to know about the North Georgia mountains and the highest and coolest spot in Georgia. So also the October newsletter went out. Sky Valley is one of our highlighted members. So we want to make sure they, so this has a direct link that goes right back to Sky Valley's website. And this goes out to about 200,000 people. And we do, because it's such a big number, we do go up and down the eastern seaboard. As I mentioned later, you know, we would love to get the snowbirds and get their attention and let them know that, hey, they can come up, you know, during the winter in Florida and enjoy North Georgia, certainly come up and maybe, you know, buy something, just enjoy the area. But so that went out on Monday. So Stan Autry, a noted Georgia golf travel writer, was there last Thursday with some other media people, and he played the course. He talked to Steve and some of the members and just absolutely loved it. He had never been there. He's out of Metro Atlanta and has covered golf travel for the state for many years. I've known him. A great guy, used to work for the AJC, and now he's the editor of Golf Georgia magazine. And he's doing some stuff with me locally. So this is good. And I mean by locally, it could go into just a local newspaper, which is great, and you know, other things. So he will be able to grab all the new photos that we're doing and put those in what he's doing. He also has a great website that gets a lot of hits. So I will be able to send you, when that comes out later, I'll be able to send you what he sent out and go from there. Bill Bauer, who was also there last month, he writes for North and South Carolina Golf Travel, has, I said that twice, has written a great article. He sent me the article about golf in North Georgia, and a portion of it is about Sky Valley. And this certainly is one of our targets. The Carolinas are a big draw that we want to pull from. Email blast that you see about Sky Valley highest and coolest continues to go out. We need to keep pushing the name as much as we can, the logo, just so people understand, you know, what we're doing. As I mentioned earlier, we are going to be, this fall and winter, I'm going to be concentrating on Southern Florida. And again, we would love for the snowbirds to, as they're on the way back up to wherever they live up in the north, to come back to North Georgia and visit us for a few days. So we're actually going to be doing a, I don't know if you call it a promotion, but something that will be directed towards them this winter, so we can get their attention, and hopefully when they head back up in the springtime, they will stop off, or at least, you know, let other people know about what we're doing. Already working on a few things that will happen in 2022, which is good. Be able to tell you them as they continue to come out. One of them is going to be with the Department of Agriculture and the Georgia Public Broadcasting. I actually have a meeting with them next week few years ago, I did a special with the Georgia Traveler on Georgia Public Television. It was a 30-minute show on the trail, and it just was a huge success. And I worked with a gentleman called named David Selsky. He's come up with a new TV show that's Fork in the Road, and he's doing some stuff with the Department of Agriculture. So we would like to promote some things that we're going to be doing on the trail, and we're going to be using our members as this, and we're going to be doing this every year. So I'm excited about what we did in the past. Agriculture department is one of our, partners, and so we're excited about them as well. So and we've got a couple other things we're going to be doing with the Department of Agriculture that is going to be marketing wise, but also things that's going to be good for Georgia and things that have to do with agriculture. Steve, photographer Steve, is going to be there Sunday afternoon. Want to thank Bill Thies again for the use of his condo. And so he's going to be there through Tuesday. So he'll be able to get the hay bales. I don't know if there is a place that he can go, and I don't know, Holly, if this is directed to you or whoever, but I don't know if there is a sheet of map, something that we can get to Steve. I am going to be up there Monday, so I'm going to be helping with whatever I can, because certainly I want to see the hay bales and do some things with them, make sure he's getting the right shot. So I don't know if there's something we can do. Certainly, as we know, we drive up the hill and come in and see all the beautiful hay bales. I'm excited about seeing them all again. And the Georgia Golf Trail one was really good. Thank you very much for whoever helped on that. I know Jason's daughter did a great job on it, so that was fantastic. So Jason, again, please thank her. But so he'll be up there for a couple of nights. So he gets, he has to be up there in the morning and nighttime to get some different pictures and stuff we can use. So I'm excited about that. So again, I'll be up there if anybody wants to see me or do anything on Monday. I'll probably get up there probably around noon and stay through, dinner time. But that's it for my, angle. So anybody's got any questions, please let me know.
Doug, I think that's wonderful that you're coming up, because this seems to be we're getting to the peak of the leaf season. Hopefully we will have wonderful weather. If it's sunny, it will be gorgeous.
Trust me, I love looking at the cam. It's one of the best things y'all did. And so it's been nice because Steve and I have been checking the leaves and whatever, but sometimes it's nice just to turn it on and sit there and just watch it for a few minutes. So that's something, again, is we're trying to push and let people know how to get to the cam very easily.
Right.
So I think it's great, and certainly the views that we get from the top of the clubhouse are fantastic, looking down the 18th there in the lake and back up the hill and the church, and so great there. But yeah, so if anybody, just let me know. I'll be able to see anybody if you want to. If not, I'm just going to be working with Steve to help get some more stuff.
Bob,
Doug?
Hey, guys.
Bob,
Sorry,
I just,
have a question.
All right, well, hold on a second. Let Holly speak.
so
I was just
real
telling
quick,
you
I just,
earlier, I'm on the road with the trailer today, headed up to Sky Valley. So that's maybe why you can hear me good. But I have a question about the magazine that comes out, like the one that you get at.
And we lost her.
She's gone again. Holly, go ahead.
I was just going to mention, I just
Tell her to do
Sorry.
one word things, and we'll get one word every few minutes.
Oh, shoot. All right. Well, never mind. I'm sorry. I'll just have to hang up and just
No.
listen.
We hear you now,
Go,
Carl.
Carla. Go,
Okay.
Carla.
Okay, so when you go to the Welcome Center of Georgia and you get the magazine about the state and it goes by the counties, it talks about the cities in Raven County, or in North Georgia, but it never mentions Sky Valley. Talks about Dillard, talks about Clayton, talks about Hiawassee. And I'm like, where is Sky Valley? I mean, I know we're small, but who is responsible for that magazine? Like, who puts that out? Is that the Department of Agriculture? Because that irks me every time I look at it.
What's the name of the magazine?
I don't know. I have it at the house. I think I've sent an email about this to somebody before. It's just the one that you get at the Welcome Center, and when you go to the state of Georgia Welcome Centers, like when you first enter the state, it's just like a thicker magazine about all of Georgia, and I think it goes by county.
All right,
And
let me
lists the
ask you
cities in
this
each,
then. If
area.
you have a copy at home, Ken,
Yeah.
when you get up here, drop it off at City Hall for me and I will investigate.
Okay, great. Yeah.
I know she can't see this, Carla, but I got the magazine here. It's Explore Georgia.
Yeah, I think that's it. That's it. Yeah.
So it's
That's-
what they have at the welcome centers and whatever. So now I don't
that's
have anything
it,
to do
but
with this
we're never in
magazine. This is the Department of Tourism. So
Okay.
certainly we have a connection through me with the Department of Tourism. I will double check, and I'm making sure if this is the last year's copy. This is 2020, and I have to look for 2021. But I will double check. Now, all these stuff in here are, well, not the information, but what I was going to say is, these are paid stuff.
Right.
So
There's a lot of paid ads, but I didn't know if it was agriculture, and I certainly know it's not your job, but I'm just saying whoever those people are, Department of Tourism, they need to get their bell rung a little bit about Sky Valley.
It's the Department of Economic Development / Tourism, because economic development is in it now. Not to go to whatever, but I'm looking at their map. The map of the Northeast Georgia mountains does have Sky Valley on as a dot. Let me see real quick. No, these are just, well, let's see Rayburn real quick. I won't take up a lot of time because I know you all.
Go ahead. While Doug is looking, Bob, since you're
Yes.
on the board with Explore Raven and so forth, maybe you can get them to look into getting us into that, since there are economic development people.
Yeah, this doesn't have anything. This is just things that you can do in certain parts of Northeast Georgia.
Yeah.
So in terms of the little bitty section of the Northeast Georgia mountains. So
I think CJ Thompson, who is the person in charge of marketing and so forth for Raven County, could help us out. What do you
I'll
think?
bring it up. We have a meeting on Monday, so I'll bring it up.
Oh,
to her.
great.
Now, the
Great.
Explore Georgia magazine you're looking at is not put out by Forward Raven, but I'm sure,
No.
as you say, they've got contacts. So I'll bring it
Yeah,
up.
they got contacts. Sure. Thank you for bringing that to our attention, Carla.
Sure.
Now, does that magazine Explore Georgia, Doug, does it have little one-page articles, feature articles in it, or?
most of the stuff, Jim, is real cut up. Most of it is, little bitty ads and, different size ads. And then again, it's pretty much just like I said, okay, I went to Northeast Georgia. I went to Rayburn County, okay, and they just talked about a couple of things to do in Rayburn County. It did not specifically say anything about Sky Valley. It would be this magazine would be very thick if we, the state, meaning we, did anything, per community, per thing. I mean, it's just, it's not what they do. It isn't more of a regional and then a county type thing in terms of what there is to do. We would have to put an ad in there, which not a bad idea. I don't have a clue. I can find out for sure. I have a connection with the magazine in terms of how much an ad would cost, but it won't be cheap, I can tell you. So they do a pretty good job. You know, I've never been a big, huge fan of Georgia tourism. I don't know. I mean, trust me, I have pushed and pushed and pushed golf and certainly golf travel. Golf travel is what we're trying to do here in Georgia, to bring people to Georgia from around the world. And they just kind of, you know, stick their noses up at it. And, you know, they're not stupid. They know it brings in money, but they just don't want to really do a whole lot for it. And we even have a new deputy commissioner who finally met after a year at the tourism conference at Lake Lanier in early September. And, you know, we're supposed to get a meeting together, and he's even a big golfer, and I hadn't seen him yet. So it's Department of Natural Resources, State Parks, and the Department of Agriculture cares about us a whole lot more. So I don't know why. I'm trying to fix that, but it's not been very good. Although they get it. No, they love what I'm doing, you know, but I don't get any help from them, you know. Oh yeah, oh, you're doing a great job, Doug. Can I have some help? Well, we're just not really into golf, you know. Which again, it's not just what you guys are about, but it certainly, you know, would help. But
Yeah.
So that's the deal there. And so that's the magazine. And so, yeah, that's the reason why you don't see Sky Valley other than a little bitty.
Well,
you
Doug,
know,
if you
map.
can do what you can.
I will. I'll tell you what, I'll find out some information and goes from there. It comes out first part of the year, usually January, February. And so.
Well, this sounds like this is the time then to be hitting them.
Yeah, no,
We pay state
we would have
taxes
to
and-
do something, Jim, right now.
Yeah.
And I will, you know, I will write my connection as soon as we get off here and just ask her, come up with some pricing to see what this is that we could put inside the Northeast Georgia Regional and see what she can do and go from there. So, and then just.
And
let
as
y'all know.
Doug said, some of these publications are inordinately expensive, stuff that we cannot do, but I will bring it
Mhm.
up at the Rabun County
Yeah,
meeting on Monday.
that'd be great. That'd be,
And maybe
you know,
if we can just use them as as leverage to, even if we don't get it as Sky Valley only, at least we get mentioned. And Carla, again, if you could drop that magazine
Yeah.
off for me, I would appreciate that, and we'll go
I
from
will.
there.
I'll verify that that is the one, but I think it is. And then,
Okay.
sorry for taking us down that rabbit hole, but I
No,
just.
that's what we're here to do.
No, that's not a rabbit
Oh,
You know,
hole.
there's-
thank you, Carl.
It's almost impossible to find out everything that's out there and available. And, you know, if you find something that works and we can investigate it, sometimes things we investigate work and some of them are not feasible. So let's see what
Right.
this one does.
But
Okay.
we ought to be able to at
Okay.
least get a mention of Sky Valley. Maybe we're the epicenter, we're the resort epicenter of North Georgia recreation, outdoor recreation.
Yeah.
You know, even if it's just a phrase, get in there.
Right.
Okay.
We'll try, Jimbo.
Well, Jim, you know what
I
I'm
know.
thinking? When we find out more about it, if we need help, you're going to be the vice president in charge.
There
Yeah,
we
that's
go.
fine. That's fine.
Jimbo.
I can certainly write one lousy sentence.
All right.
But what
Now,
I
I
was
wanna go
thinking
back to-
was,
All right, let's move on from the magazine, please. Time's kind of getting short on us. In the minutes from the last meeting, we talked about Steve coming. I had communicated with Steve and I posted some things we need to consider, asked you guys to look at them. And even if we haven't finalized them now, because we still have some more visits from Steve coming. But with images from Steve, he specifically talked about events with people in them, club activities, dinners, fire pit, you know, new patio, indoor activities, and so on. And I know that he's gotten some, for example, the 4th of July, he's coming in for the Hay Bale Trail. he got some pictures of the POA pancake breakfast at the 4th of July. I don't think he was up here to do our last one, which I'd hope he was. We want to make sure, and Doug, if you can share this with him too, and maybe the three of us, what day are you coming up?
I'll be there Monday. He's coming Sunday through Tuesday.
All right, well, maybe you and I could touch base when you get up here and the three of us could have a short sit down on where we are, what still needs doing.
Okay.
But he mentioned, waterfalls, obviously, I don't know if he's done that or not.
Oh, yeah.
Croquet,
Yeah.
pickleball players, not just.
No, pickleball, we asked for a schedule. I know, and I think Jim said they do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So we kind of need to know, because we're trying to.
Is anybody on the committee involved with pickleball? Players, nothing? Okay, well, maybe when you're here, we can narrow it down. We can even walk into the clubhouse or the pro shop or something, we'll find out. Walking trails, anybody here, a walker, a trail person that maybe we could?
Absolutely.
Okay, walk us to or direct us to where the trails are, because I see walking trails coming up on the Sky Valley Neighborhood Facebook page. And obviously I'm not a walker, but there's somebody out there that is, and having where these trails start from. I mean, it's just like, how do we let people know? And if I'm even suggesting possibly, Mayor, that in the future, if we had a map of walking trails, or we had signs in the community where, a trailhead begins, as opposed to saying, well, there's a great hiking in Sky Valley. Well, that's awesome. Where? How do we get there? Do we have pictures of it? Where do we start? So that's something I think we need to consider.
Jim,
I know we had
Well, Bill,
go ahead.
yes, that's very much in the works. One of the difficulties is that you need it all to fit on one map. And, you can get little bits and pieces of it, and you can aggregate them, but you can't get it all to scale. So we're waiting for a proposal from the Georgia Mountain Regional Commission.
Maybe
All right, so Jim, are you saying this is a city council initiative?
15 minutes. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
get
sort
up
of a
with you.
personal issue.
Thank
It's
you.
going to go through the Special Projects Committee.
Right.
But the big thing is we've got a network of trails set up and modestly maintained. And what we need to do is get the mapping folks up from the Mountain Regional Commission, walk the trails with it so they can electronically get the picture, and then they can superimpose that on a map, and we can start going from there. Until we've got it on a map, it's hard to show people how the trails interact and the scope of the coverage all over Sky Valley. So, but anyway, that's we're very definitely in the planning stage.
Okay, so we don't want to cross paths and step on toes. So can you be the liaison with what's happening from that end of the council, the Special Projects Committee?
Oh, absolutely.
So then we can tell what we can do to help promote it a little bit.
Yeah, and trails are something that, all the younger folks can do and the grandchildren can do. And
Right.
All the new residential resort mountain developments have trails as an integral part of it.
Right.
They overdo it and over improve it, but this is something that helps make us competitive with all the other residential resort communities.
Yeah, I think it's an important next step for us. One of the other things he had mentioned is nighttime photos of houses, outdoor shots, scenic views, and so on and so forth. And I know, Jim, you had offered your back deck as a possible vantage point. Are there any other people, either you here on the committee or people that we could impose upon to offer vantage points or pictures of their homes?
I'll do it. And we have a gorgeous fire pit. So,
Okay,
and,
Right, that's
you know, a
cool.
nice deck. I mean, we don't have a lot of lights that you can see from our house, but our fire pit's amazing. So,
okay, that's a good one.
And we're gonna do s'mores
yeah, with
Yeah.
wine.
with wine. Okay, hey.
Yeah.
I was
What
just gonna do
what
the
kind of
s'mores,
wine do you
Carla.
drink with s'mores?
Red wine. You drink red wine with chocolate and s'mores.
All right.
Okay, there you go.
Now, another thing that I've been thinking about, being that Steve isn't able to be here for each and every little thing, and some of these activities that are mentioned in our last minutes that just came out recently. Thank you, Holly, by the way, for that.
You're welcome.
Here.
If any of you have photos, like the POA of maybe the last pancake breakfast or the going away party, particularly if they're indoors, if they're of a worthy, I don't know, what's the right word, media, maybe we could have those, we can add those, because we can add whatever pretty much we want to our library of pictures. Steve does not have to be the only one that takes them, and we're going to be able to maybe take some pictures that doesn't have access to, of activities he can't get up here for. So does anybody out there have pictures that you have taken or know that have been taken that could be shared and maybe put it, into our library that we're building?
Bob, the president of the club, Roy Aiken, posts pictures of the activities indoor and out of the club every month on a newsletter. So I think if someone were to get in touch with him, he would be glad to share.
Okay, anybody want to do that for us? Contact Roy, you're a member of the club. You might have some clout. You might
He's
have
on
some
this meeting.
connections.
He's
Hello?
on here.
There he
Yeah,
is.
I'm
Oh,
hearing it. I'll be glad to help.
Okay.
you, Roy.
Okay,
Hey, again, real quick, we definitely need pictures of the inside of the clubhouse, that y'all do on a weekend or whenever outside by the fire pit, those type things that sometimes it's hard to do based on when Steve or Bill can help us get up there. So certainly we definitely need pictures like that, because that we want to show off that beautiful clubhouse. So
Yeah, we should be able to get some together.
all right,
Thank
thanks.
you, Roy. Thank you, Roy. You
is
can
there a
get me
need
back.
for, is
You
there a
can get
need
me
for
back
maybe,
later, Roy.
is there a need or a suggestion that maybe Doug and Steve get together with Roy when they're up here? Would that help, or do we even need to go that far? Doug?
And if you're asking me, trust me, that's one reason I come.
Okay.
Is, see
Roy,
whatever
are you
else we can do.
available on Monday, maybe sometime in the afternoon to meet with Doug and Steve?
Absolutely.
Hey, Roy, here, and I haven't talked to Steve yet because he's out of town, but because the phones don't work up there, I'm going to pretty much tell him I'm going to be up there around noon to meet, for him to come back to the clubhouse around noon. Now I certainly can email you and let you know the details, but since, like I said, since our phones don't work, we can't text and say, hey, I'm here, and he could be way up on wherever. But so, and whatever, maybe if you have some, Roy, and I can certainly send you Steve's email too, because we want to make sure, these pictures that Steve has is, low res, high res, depending on where we're going to go into a media outlet. So some pictures are great, but we don't want them to be, some of the pictures we have now are from the past, are just, low res, fuzzy. So that's what we need to make sure to do. So, and change a lot of stuff out. And so hopefully, like I talked to Jason this week, and he sent the link or whatever to Stan, the golf travel writer I was telling you about, that he wants for his article. So we're going to make sure we're starting to use all new photos.
Right.
So
right. Well, hopefully some of the modern or the most recent pictures that are taken are better than the ones that were taken in the past. I agree with you on that, Doug. And maybe, I'm not saying we put every photo out there, but those that are capable of being reproduced properly. And POA people, Jamie and Ed, have you got anything from POA meetings or breakfasts or going away parties or anything that you could look through and possibly share?
I don't take any pictures.
Well, you're
Okay.
gonna start right now, Ed. You're gonna start, you are new hand photographer.
Okay, our next meeting is next May.
And
Oh,
I know-
by then, I want to see a monthly picture regime, then we'll pick them out in May.
now, Ed, I know that you probably don't take any pictures, but you have a lot of subordinates, underlings that, I'm sure that some of
I
those
have no
board members have
underlings.
taken pictures.
Delegate there, Ed.
I have
And you-
no underlings.
He has a
Well,
lot of
whatever
highly
you have.
qualified volunteers.
Jason,
Ed, whatever you got,
Please let
minions,
Jamie speak.
dwarves, whatever you got, can you communicate with them and ask if they have any pictures?
I can send an email and ask.
I don't think
All right.
Holly works for Ed anymore.
No, I work for her. I'm the chauffeur.
All right, Holly, have your chauffeur get a camera.
He's got one.
All
Doug,
right, well,
I
let's-
have
let's-
some, I have some great pictures that were taken at an event I had at the clubhouse over the summer.
Great.
And so I will see, I can send a link to whoever you can peruse those and see if any of them work,
Yeah.
Okay,
Jason,
if you
please
would
let
particularly-
Jamie speak.
You're muted,
Okay.
Jamie. Jamie, you're muted, honey. There you go.
Yeah, I just said I don't take pictures either because I'm usually busy, doing something around. And I was trying to think if I've seen somebody take pictures.
Does anybody, do you know if anybody's taking pictures of you being busy?
Steve did when he was here doing the pancake breakfast. I don't think it was me he got, but he got quite a few of those. He got
All
some
right.
good ones at the pancake breakfast.
Got
Well,
some
let's
good
all,
shots.
let's all keep that in our hats, okay? And if you see any, know of any, let's try to corral them together before they go into the distant past. And Carla, maybe if you could send the link to Doug.
Yeah.
And Doug could share it with Steve and, we'll spread it around a little bit. And let's take advantage of what we already have done. So we have a library that could be, for the next, 5 to 10 years, not just with what Steve is doing, but what we're able to provide too. And I'm with you, Ed. I can't tell you the last time I took a picture, and I don't even want to be in any picture. So I'm literally almost off the grid. All right.
could you remind us where we can go to see the photo library? How do
That's
we get
Jason.
access to it?
Jason, would
Jason.
you send out the link again to everybody?
I can, and keep in mind, anybody can access that. You don't necessarily have to reach out to me. I know I stay pretty busy. That the beautiful thing about that is everybody has access. You can get the photos at your leisure.
Okay.
Thank
I
you.
apologize, but
I'll
if
send that out again.
you could send that to everybody on the
you.
committee again. Maybe send it to Jim twice, just in case.
Yeah.
Jim, with your headsets, you look like a DJ from the 70s. It's very nostalgic for me.
Well, I'm glad it has some entertainment value.
All right, let's see what else we got cooking here. Going back to the agenda. Okay, hay bale report. Gordon isn't here, but I got to send him, as I usually have to with Gordon, and I wish to, is kudos, because he took over, vice president of hay bales for the marketing committee, and he got it done. June and I went down and met him the day he was constructing it, but he did, all the work basically. And if you haven't seen it, and it's at a place that's right down in front of the visitor center, you kind of have to slow down because it's close to the road, And if you go too fast, you almost don't see it. But he got the banner made from Carla's suggestion about Sky Valley temperatures being bewitching, are bewitching. And Holly did a beautiful job painting. I'm assuming that was you, Holly. I think it was you that painted the face of the moon, and its eyeballs are looking up. And then there's a little witch on a stick, so to speak, that looks like she's flying over the moon. So appreciate all that Gordon did for that. As I mentioned at the last meeting, I shared our hay bale activity with Rabun County, and I don't know that we got anything directly from it because we were a little late in the game, and I had them communicate directly with Holly. Do you know if we had any outside concerns from that?
We had several businesses that contacted me that wanted to participate. Some of them did participate. And then after we had already established hay bale trails, I got several other inquiries, which I told them that we would contact them next year and they want to participate next year. So thank you for doing that, Bob.
Yeah, and they look really good. I was very anxious to drive around and look at them. I noticed that our city bear is well placed, and he's in a prone position as opposed to sitting up. I know last year the water and rain made him topple over, but it was good to see a variety of different sponsors, I'll call them that. And
Bob,
Doug, yes.
several of our citizens remarked that the city bear now looks like a bear sphinx. I thought
He
that was
does,
kind
yeah.
of fun. Yeah. Oh, that was great. We
was-
did post, Jason did post a sign for people to please stay off of it because we had a bunch of people crawling on top of the bear that
Yeah.
someone even placed an infant, not an infant, but a small child on the bear's head so they
Oh,
could take
gee.
pictures. So,
Oh, gee.
so anyway, we're trying to keep people off of it because it's very dangerous, needless to say.
Sure. And then if they fall off, they'll be the first one to litigate.
Yeah, yeah.
Also,
All right.
I have twisted the arm of 4 people in Sky Valley, and they've become our mysterious hay bale judges. And so they have voted for the top 3 hay bales, and Jason is going to put out an award sign by those 3, and that'll be coming today.
Okay. Who are those people so we can lobby for them or to them?
Who are the winners?
No, have they voted already?
Oh, yes, they've already
Oh,
voted.
okay. All right. Well,
And
then
I
don't need- we
got
don't
their
need to know who
results
they are.
last night. Yes,
I
they've
was
already
just thinking-
voted.
I was just thinking we could lobby the judges, but no, I guess we don't want to do.
No, they're gonna remain anonymous.
Yeah, because then they won't be able to get their house TP'd. Okay, good. Hey, yeah, and it's very nice to see the hay bales. It lets you certainly know that the fall is here in Sky Valley.
Yep.
And with Steve coming up and the leaves changing even more this week, should be beautiful pictures and drone footage. Okay, to Jason. Jason, I know that you have become the contact person for Watson Media. So if you would just tell us where we're at with that, when we might get started. I know that he's working on Forward Rabun's website, so that may be in front of what he does for us. But if you could update us as to what's going on and any timetables, please.
I will. I did reach out to the Lawsons, Lawson Media. It's Ron and Mike earlier this week. They have built the basics of the 2 sites. Of course, they're rebuilding the city website. According to Ron, they've actually made more traction, headway with the city site, and that's just simply because there's more existing material to transfer or to build
Sure.
on.
Sure.
They are also working to build the marketing site, and they are integrating the Forward Rabun, where as Forward Rabun update stuff, we can capture that. And they have created what they refer to as a sandbox site, which is basically, I guess, a very basic site that we can log in to kind of see where they're at. I do have a login. I can forward that to anybody that wants to look at it, but the site is not live. And probably the core group that I guess we've kind of met with them, we would probably need to have a meeting with probably need to have a meeting pretty soon to kind of get some direction so I can relay to the Lawsons. We'll give them direction, but they are still hoping to be done and have these sites completed by the end of this year, January 1st.
Oh, great. Now, if they need, any of our input, I know that Debbie Dollhouse has kind of been the one who put the website map together for them and has experience in that area. And Jamie's kind of taken the lead with her research at other sites, and that they can bring in our people to answer questions or offer opinions or that type of thing. So we obviously, even though you're the contact person, we obviously still want to have some input and maybe suggestions as the process goes along.
Yeah, if something comes to mind, send it to me. I'll shoot it to Ron and Mike. They'd really like to have everything kind of go through one person, so I'll be glad to
Yeah.
be that conduit.
Okay, Jason, if you could send the login to the people that were on the subcommittee and have us take a look at it, I think we can come up with a date that the 4 or 5 of us can meet. Jamie, are you okay with that?
Yes.
And
Yeah, I'll
Debbie
do that. I got-
Dollhouse, how about you?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I got that. I got that link late yesterday. I'll forward that to you all here today.
Good.
Great.
Awesome. Okay, other business. The only other thing I think that is kind of on my agenda was I want to let you know something that's going on from the Forward Raven. If I can pull this up. Oh yeah, here it is. I attend these meetings, and primarily anybody that wants their magazine to sell ads, they contact Raven County. So most of the meetings are, well, here, this is available, that's available, it costs this is what we get from it, blah, blah, blah. But one that we came upon that we pretty much agreed we are going to go ahead and do. And this is a Forward Raven, so it's not only specifically Sky Valley, but I think it's going to draw people to our area and hopefully we'll get some benefit from it, is that we were given an opportunity to put ads in the Hawks basketball team's home game programs and also the Braves programs for the fall and next year. So we're not going to be in any Braves programs now with the World Series. But the Hawks season starts later this month. I don't think it started yet, and runs through about April. There's 41 home games. And then the Braves season starts in early April and runs through next October, which is 81 home games. And so it gives us coverage in 122 publications. And the word is that when people buy programs, this is not the free ones that get handed out, whatever, people buy them, they then to keep them for at least a little bit of a while. And we've decided to go ahead because it was an inexpensive, I don't have it in this particular email, but it was worthwhile doing for the expense, the coverage we're getting. And this is coming out of the Forward Raven funds that come from the hotel and tax money that we contribute to it. So I'm kind of excited about this one. I've seen a lot that are just like, I vote no on a lot of them because they're too niche oriented. Like we didn't need to have one that just for just the Augusta area or whatever. This will hit 2 major sports programs in Atlanta, which are certainly is an easy drive for people to come to Sky Valley. So I thought I'd report on that. I don't report on most things that they're doing, but I think this will have a good impact for the county and hopefully for us. And let's see. As I've said before, we have question. Okay. Talked about the money. Money is still, we haven't really spent any money that I know of, but per Doug's comings and goings and Steve's comings and goings, we will have some fees for using Bill Thies's place. I know that Gordon has purchased some of the materials for the hay bale trail, but they're minimal expenses. So we definitely have the money as we put aside for the marketing site, visitor site, website, and we will have a little bit left. I'm thinking probably in the vicinity of $3,000, hopefully. To if we don't spend any more of it, we'll be able to carry that over for the beginning of 2022, which I always find is a good thing to have a little bit in the bank account so you can get started right away instead of having to get funds, beg for funds, or cajole for funds before you can get anything started. Does anybody have anything else that they feel the need to discuss?
I do, Bob. Quickly, I would like to ask us to consider asking the POA and the city to add a few questions to their registration form and our new resident forms that we give out at City Hall. Just a few questions to get some data, help us evaluate our efforts of the marketing committee and help us to focus where we need to focus on marketing. 2 questions like, how did you find out about Sky Valley, and why did you decide to purchase property or house at Sky Valley? I just think
Okay,
I think that would be a good idea, and it wouldn't cost us anything.
that's good.
That's good, Holly. I agree with that.
Now,
Here.
okay, the president of the POA is sitting in. What do you think about that, Ed?
I think it's a great idea. I think
Okay,
it's wonderful, and we'll move on trying to change that as soon as we can.
okay. And Jim, you are the representative from the city council. So with you and the mayor, can you make sure that happens at the council?
Well, I'll be seeing
Sure.
Jason
It's-
tomorrow morning. I'll talk to him. Unless you want to, Jim.
Wait,
You're going to be there anyway, so
Yeah,
go ahead.
Holly,
you
you were
yeah,
able to get an appointment with the city manager?
yeah, he's busy, but yesterday he was riding around in his city truck and he was busy, so I'll catch him tomorrow.
Okay. Wow, you got some clout. That's awesome. Okay.
That's
I'm
about
not
all
that
I
hard
got.
to get a hold of.
I'm just
Got
yanking it.
got one more thing, Bob.
Okay, go ahead, Harry.
Hey, Harry
Yeah.
speaks. Look at there.
Yeah, and I know how to pronounce Rabin also.
I like the R in
There's only one R in Rabin. Go ahead, Harry.
We, I had reported to the club management about the marketing committee from the last couple of months, and it very well received. But what you guys need to hear also is that we have a really dynamic new club manager at Sky Valley Country Club. And he is going full speed ahead, very high class, high energy, just great things I expect. And it looks like we're going to get those from the Sky Valley Country Club. So we need to mention that to anybody that has any inclination of joining the club or experiencing the club. If any of you guys see those guys around, we can use new members, and we got a great product, better than ever.
What's his name, Harry?
Chris,
Clark,
what is
Clark. Mhm.
Chris Clark, I believe.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, Harry, have you guys promoted him or posted him on your site, or how have you let people know about it?
We hired him, but we haven't promoted him yet.
Actually, we have, Harry.
Yes, we have, yeah.
We've
Well,
put it out in our newsletter, and Zane put out some in the Highland, I know, in their newspaper or whatever. And some of
Very
the
good. Thank
others.
you, Roy.
You also, Roy, have had several meet and greet him events at the club, have you not?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
well, Doug, maybe you can make him a focus of some of your social media articles and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I'll try to see if he's going to be there on Monday. I'll introduce myself.
That sounds good.
That's a great idea, Doug. You need to meet him.
Thank you. I'll try my best.
Okay, if we have,
Unfortunately, he won't be here Monday, but He'll be
figured
back
it'd
on
a Monday.
Wednesday. Well, you'll catch him next time.
I'll try. I'll
right.
introduce myself. If somebody could maybe send me his email too, that would be great.
I'll send you some info on him and send you his contact info.
That'd be great, Roy. Yeah, we'll certainly get.
Bob, I'm sorry that I texted Gordon, but I haven't heard from him that we were meeting. I know that he had a meeting with the timeshare board chairman, Jerry Sperlin, in regards to renting
Right.
possibilities, but had you heard from Gordon?
No, I haven't
Okay.
seen or talked to him since the day we met down at the hay
Right.
bale.
Well,
But I knew he
saw
was
him.
leaving. I
Yeah.
knew he was leaving right after he
Right.
finished with the hay bale, but I don't
Well,
know.
he's back. I saw him back. He must have forgotten about today.
Well, if
maybe
he
we-
forgot it, we're full of grace and mercy.
Amen.
And if he's obviously doing something like meeting with timeshare, well,
He
all
is.
the better.
He did.
All the better.
Yep.
Okay, is there anything else people need to discuss or ask? Okay, why don't we talk about our next meeting? We're sitting here toward the end of the year. If we did a meeting 4 weeks from today, we'd have to
Thanksgiving.
meet before our Thanksgiving dinner, which I don't want to do. So, and I'm thinking, like last year, what we did is we had one meeting. We didn't have any meeting in December. We had a meeting in November. And I'm thinking that if we do one on December 2nd, which is the week after Thanksgiving, then that would be our last one for the year, because you're going to get into holidays and all the kind of things that go along. And I don't know that we're going to have a whole lot of new business for a month from now. So discussion, how about having one meeting between now and the end of the year, and it be on early December the 2nd, or at the latest the 9th, because I don't think we should get into the week before Christmas. Anybody want discussion on that?
Well, Jason will be on vacation the 9th, so I think the 2nd would be, since he sets
Okay.
up Zoom, it would be good on the 2nd.
Okay, well, why don't we do that? Why don't we set December 2nd, Thursday, 10 o'clock. And then at that time, we'll set the one that's in January. And I would recommend, before we get there, not that we have to make the decision today, but in January, that it not be, the first week of the year. I just think we'll all be recouping and going on to other things. Maybe we'll do it the second week in January, but we can decide that in December.
Bob, will you be hosting the marketing committee holiday party at your house?
Yeah, but if you get here and all the lights are out,
Okay.
I forgot. I thought that was something that the mayor does for all of her committees and her very important personnel, her VIPs. No?
No, it's not in my bailiwick.
Okay. All right.
Maybe it's in Ed's.
What's that?
I said, maybe it's in Ed's.
Oh, it might be at Ed's house.
It might be at Ed's house.
Okay, Holly, you don't have to worry about it.
Don't
Ed's
worry about
gonna
it,
do
Holly.
Ed just schedules gasoline trips.
That's funny.
My
Okay.
deck is almost always available in January.
What'd you say?
My deck is almost always available in the month of January.
It'll be a
okay.
little chilly, Jim.
A lot of
Maybe
poo out
that's
there.
it. I don't know.
Okay.
All right, if we have nothing else, does anybody want to move for adjournment?
So moved.
Hey,
All right,
Doug,
so-
really quick, could I get Doug's email? Because I'm sending him this link and I don't have it for some reason.
Hang on, Carla. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, I got you, Carla. I'm gonna send you an email right now and you just use it however.
Awesome, great, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All
Well,
right,
I
so
hope
we
you get
had,
up here safe, Carla.
Thank you. We're working our way there, so.
Okay.
And I don't recall who motioned and who seconded. I think it was Ed and Jim or Jamie or somebody.
Close enough.
Close enough. All right. I think we're done. Thank you,
Happy
All in
everybody.
favor?
Thanksgiving.
Aye.
Okay.
Talk to
Bye,
you soon.
everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.